Good morning, Bull Sharks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Mackenzie.
And you're watching BBN News. Now, as we get into today's news, we'll be looking at some sports recaps, our weather for this week, along with some news you need day to day. But first, we have a few short announcements, so pay close attention.
Now, for my girls out there, any of you that are interested in soccer, come grab a fitness packet from Coach Jazik in room 1230. We're excited for our team this year and can't wait to see our girls play.
Another team you might want to take a look at is our bowling team. Any students interested in joining earns a varsity letter jacket and are also in charge of their transportation. Stop in to see Coach Gallipo in room 1145 to get your name on the list and learn about the requirements.
Now, if you're wondering what you can do this Friday afternoon, come stop by the Digital Design Room to join our Creative Careers Club. We're there from 1:45 to 4:45, and make sure you find a ride home. We're looking forward to seeing you there, and we're super excited to have our designers back and creating some amazing things.
A club that has just surfaced amongst these Bull Shark waters is LGBTQ+ Inclusion Club. They will be having their second meeting on September 7th from 1:45 to 3. Make sure to have a ride home. They will be meeting every other Tuesday in room 1224. See Mrs. King for more information or join the Google Classroom. The code will be posted down below.
We now turn to Bryson Slott for our weather update this week.
Bonita Springs is changing our plans for the weekend with moderate chances of rain throughout the weekend and into the weekday. The heat never stops in Bonita with highs in the mid-80s and lows in the low 70s. The heat index is keeping a tight grip on Southwest Florida with temperatures feeling like it's in the high 90s. So make sure you stay hydrated and stay in the shade. That's all the weather for today, Bull Sharks. Back to you, anchors.
Thank you, Bryson. Now we turn to Jay for a sports recap and upcoming games for this week.
With the exception of 2 plays, the Bull Sharks played Community School of Naples dead even in the first football game of the year. In front of a packed home crowd, Joshua Johnson made 2 huge kick returns, which put the Bull Sharks into CSN territory to start the drives in the first quarter. And twice, our boys were on the verge of scoring when they fumbled and the Seahawks returned both for touchdowns. So instead of being up by 2 scores, the Bull Sharks found themselves down 14-0 early. Our defense was stubborn all night, swarming to the football to stop the running game cold and pressure the CSN quarterback. This kept it close. The offense moved the ball with a new wishbone-style attack, but didn't manage to find the end zone until late in the third quarter when quarterback Dylan Waters scored from 3 yards out. But it was too little too late as CSN added 1 last score in the fourth quarter to put away the game. The Bull Sharks look to bounce back this week when they travel all the way to north of Tampa to take on Cypress Creek. Check back to BBN next week for all the latest results. And speaking of, Thursday night is the first home volleyball game of the season. Our ladies will host Mariner at 7 p.m. It has been a grueling start to the season with 3 away games against some of tough opponents. Our Bull Sharks only have 1 loss under their belt so far, so come out and support them Thursday night. A rowdy home crowd goes a long way with them. The boys golf team won their first match of the season over Village School, 127 to 117. And that's it for sports. Back to the anchors.
And with that, we have only one last announcement to give you guys. One of our town-own, Peyton McManus, has written a book titled What It Is Like to Fall in Love with You, an amazing poem book. It'll be available soon on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Books A Million, and much more in just a few days. But if you can't wait, you can order the book online with the link given below.
We caught up with Peyton to get a better take on what this book is about. Take a look.
There's a good quarter, maybe a third of the book that I wrote before I knew I wanted to publish anything. And then after one of the literary magazines came out, I was like, I really want to publish my own thing. This is so great that the school gets to have something like this. I want to have something like this of my own. So I really was just writing something whenever I felt anything. Whenever I had any feeling, I would take out my notes app and I would write it down. Whenever I was in creative writing club, I would write about how I was feeling that day. Whenever I was doing anything and these words started circulating in my head, I wrote it down. And that sort of accidentally accumulated into this story. It's a poetry book, and it follows the narrative from heartbreak to this gregarious, like single freedom where you're like at the same time, like you feel like you're on fire and you're like, I don't need anybody or anything ever. And then like kind of accidentally stumbling into like this era of like happiness that you don't want at first because you're like, I don't need it. But then it kind of takes you over by storm. So it's really falling out of love, falling in love with yourself, and then falling in love with someone else.
That's all for the news today.
And remember, Bull Sharks,
Just keep swimming.